Hey all, Ian Higton from Eurogamer here, and I am back with another Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree locations video, this time showing you where to find all 25 Revered Spirit Ash blessings that have been hidden throughout the Land of Shadow. These Revered Spirit Ash blessings will not only increase the damage and health of your Spirit Ash summons, but also those of your lovely horse thing Torrent as well, so how could you not want to collect them all? I mean, come on, your spectral steed deserves all that love, doesn't it? Anyway, just like my previous Scadutree/Shadowtree Fragments video, this guide is not a comprehensive walkthrough of the game, because it would just end up being like 1 billion hours long, and I don't got time for that, sorry. This guide then is more for people who have already visited the areas in this video, but missed out on the Revered Spirit Ash blessings. So if you've been to the locations featured in this video before, you should immediately know where to go by the clues that I give you. But either way, I'll start this guide off with the easiest ashes to find and work my way through them all until we get to the final area in the game. The first Revered Spirit Ash location is super easy. Just ride due east from the mouth of the cave that you emerge from right at the start of the DLC, and you'll soon see a headless statue sitting by the cliff in front of a waterfall. A lot of the Revered Spirit Ash blessings in the game will be found on similar statues, so keep an eye out for these as you're exploring the Lands of Shadow. From that location, you can either head due north along the plains, or, if you've already unlocked them, fast travel to either the Three-Path Cross Site of Grace, or even better, the Great Bridge North Site of Grace. From that one, just head straight into the abandoned Ailing village here, but instead of following the road that runs through it around to the left, just go in a straight line and you'll drop off this little ledge and land right in front of a Spirit Ash statue. Sweet! Thanks, gravity! This next one will be found by fast travelling to the Cliff Road Terminus Site of Grace, but that one can actually be easy to miss, so if you haven't found that one yet, what you need to do is travel to the main gate cross Site of Grace outside Belurat first, and then head back down the stairs and take a right before the big opening, and then follow this cliff path all the way along to Cliff Road Terminus. From this Site of Grace, just head east towards the cliff edge, where you'll spot this body of water with a Spirit Ash statue on the far edge. If you've already found the Ellac River Cave Site of Grace, there's a high chance you've already got this next Spirit Ash, as you literally would have had to have ridden right past it to get there. So if you have unlocked that Site of Grace, fast travel there now and have a quick check just to make sure. Go on, it's just around the corner. If you haven't found this Site of Grace yet though, what you'll need to do is follow this spiral route from the Castle Front Site of Grace. From the castle front, just head south and take the lowest path here all the way down through this rock archway and down into the swampy area, where you'll soon find a cave mouth at the back that is guarded by a big poison flower. Head into that cave and before you know it, you'll be gobbling up your next Spirit Ash. We're heading to Belurat Castle now, and I know a few people had trouble finding the 9th Scadutree Fragment in there in my last video because it is a bit of a maze, so I'll try to be a bit more specific this time around. Although I don't really need to be specific with these first two really, as they're basically right in front of you when you enter through the main double doors. Starting at the main gate cross Site of Grace, just run up the stairs, head through the doors, mass up a giant spider scorpion, and you'll find the fragment on a statue in the next room, guarded by the spider scorpion's creepy little babies. From there, fast travel or explore the castle until you come to the small private altar site of grace, and follow my route here exactly, as it gets a little bit complex. Go up the stairs, past this big yellow guy, and go right down this little path. Follow that path around until you reach a waterfall, which is a dead end, and then enter this room on the right where you'll find a ladder. Climb the ladder, and when you emerge from the building that leads to, head right and up the stairs, and then jump out onto the roofs that are guarded by gravebirds. Fight your way across these roofs and you'll end up jumping up these carpets, where you'll then land at the mouth of Belurat Bridge. Right in front of you there should be a pot shadow, which you can then pummel for a lovely prize. And that prize is, of course, a Revered Spirit Ash blessing. This next one is super easy to find. Just continue across the bridge from the last location and hang a left until you find a bunch of shadows worshipping an old minor Scadu tree. Mess them all up for some easy runes, or don't, I'm not the boss of you, and you'll then be able to schnaffle the next Spirit Ash from the sweaty lap of the statue just behind it. In order to reach the final Revered Spirit Ash in Belurat, you must first defeat the boss, the Divine Beast, so good luck with that. Once done, you'll unlock not only the Theatre of the Divine Beast Site of Grace, but also a lift on the eastern side of the room, so head in there and ride the lift to the top. All you need to do then is open up these big double doors and you'll see that delicious pile of ash right there in front of you. Nom 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 nom. The next 4 Revered Spirit Ash locations can all be found in the Scadu Altus area of the map, but to get there you'll first need to make your way through Castle Ensis, so have fun doing that and I'll meet you back here when you're finished. Okay, with that area open, you then need to head to the Moorth Ruins Site of Grace, which is due east from the entrance to Scadu Altus. Once there and you've unlocked the Site of Grace, just head due east again and you'll soon spot a familiar statue sitting on the cliff edge with a prize in the palm of its hand. Now you can either drop down the hole in the centre of Moorth Ruins and make your way through the cave inside to Bonny Village, or just fast travel to the Bonny Village Site of Grace if you've already unlocked it, and then head north and throw yourself down this little ravine that cuts through the centre of the settlement. Simply follow that ravine up to the north, and at the end of it, you'll find another scrummy Spirit Ash. Technically, this next one is in the Rauh Ancient Ruins area of the map, but it's at the bottom of that area, and the only way to reach it is by fast travelling back to the Moorth Ruins Site of Grace, and then heading north towards this little body of water, and then through that cave that you can see at the back. I talk about this route in point 42 of my Fragments video, which I've linked to in the description below. But if you head through there, you'll unlock the Ancient Ruins base, Site of Grace, which will then allow you to head southwest towards not only a new map piece, but then the Templetown Ruins and its Site of Grace. From that Site of Grace, just ride directly south past the Templetown Ruins and you'll soon find another statue right by the edge here. The next two Spirit Ash locations can be found in the Specimen Storehouse area of Shadow Keep. Hopefully you've already explored here fully, because having all the Sites of Grace unlocked here will make this a lot easier. But if not, the first one here is fairly easy to find, as it's right in front of you once you unlock the first floor Site of Grace. Look, it's right up there on top of that big specimen. To grab this one, you just need to use the piles of stone tablets to jump up onto the specimen's tail, and from there walk up its back and then get Ash yoinking. I'm not going to tell you how to find the Storehouse 7th floor Site of Grace, because that'll take ages, and honestly, it's fun to explore this game by yourself, believe me. But you can either make your way to it via climbing up the interior of the Storehouse from the first floor Site of Grace, or by making your way through the church district of Shadow Keep. Or you can just do what I did and fast travel there. Lol. Either way, just head directly out of the 7th floor Site of Grace room, go across this walkway here and towards this gigantic horned specimen. Jump onto this thing's back and you'll find the next fragment hiding just out of sight on the right-hand side of its spine. The only way to reach Recluse's River and these next two Revered Spirit Ash blessings is to go through the secret passage in Shadow Keep. If you don't know how to do that, I explain how to do that in section 31 of my Scadutree Fragments video. So go check that out first and then come back here. Once you've gone through the secret passage, you'll then unlock the Castle Watering Hole Site of Grace here, and from there all you need to do is ride directly east until you hit the cliff wall. And there, right in front of you, you'll find another one of those lovely Ash awarding statues. This Village of Flies Revered Spirit Ash is an easy one to miss, but the route to it is fairly simple. Just head south from the last spot and follow the river down until you reach the Recluse's River downstream Site of Grace. From here, hug the right wall and just keep heading downwards past all of the manflies and one of those horrible curse blade things, and then make your way up this path and into the Village of Flies, where you'll soon find, you guessed it, another statue with some Spirit Ash on it. Okay, you're going to need to make your way through the Abyssal Woods in order to find these next two. The Abyssal Woods is an optional area with an optional legacy dungeon in it called Manse Hall, so if you've already unlocked that Site of Grace, head there now. If you haven't found the Abyssal Woods yet though, check out section 34 of my Scadutree Fragments guide, as it is a bit of a mission to get to. Anyway, once you do finally get to the Abyssal Woods, you'll unlock the Forsaken Graveyard Site of Grace. So from there, head southeast until you reach the Abyssal Woods Site of Grace, which you should have already unlocked if you followed my Scadutree Fragments guide. From there, you need to make your way through one of the suckiest sections in the DLC, because you have to stealth your way past a bunch of these unkillable a-holes. But if you can do that, and you can follow the area to the west and then down to the south, you'll eventually see this massive hall looming at you from out of the fog. Manse's hall is a bit of a labyrinth that's full of secret passages, like this painting here in the main hall, and you'll need to make your way through this area until you reach the Midra's Library Site of Grace. Next, you'll have the option to parkour over some bookcases, but if you do that straight away, you'll reach this dead end, which gives you a good view of the Inquisitor that you'll need to kill in order to get the next fragment. So drop off the bookcases at this point and run east to the back of the room, where you'll find a doorway that leads not only to a shortcut back to the main hall, but also this giant painting here, which, you guessed it, is also a secret passage. Bonk that, head on through and up the ladder, and you'll find this lever to pull, which, when done, will move that bookcase at the back of the room there and make that earlier dead end and, live end? Anyway, jump back over the bookcases, then jump down onto the Inquisitor and mess him up good and proper for another Spirit Ash blessing. Thankfully, we don't have to go too far for the next blessing. Just head up these stairs and through this room full of these annoying wizardy douchebags, and you'll then come to the second floor chamber Site of Grace. Kick down the ladder in front of that for another shortcut to the main hall, and then simply vault across to the chandelier in front of you to find the next Spirit Ash. The following 3 blessings are found in the Rauh Ancient Ruins area, which is only accessible by crossing the bridge from Shadow Keep. Once you've done that, you'll end up here at the Viaduct Minor Site of Grace, which leads directly into the ruins themselves. Then just follow the path to the right, enjoying all the pretty wildlife as you go, and then enter the ruins at the end. Right in front of you, you should then see a pot shadow, so just lock onto that. No, not that one. Or that one. No, that's the first one again. There we go. Lock onto this one, smash its stupid pottery-loving face in, and then grab the spoils from the floor afterwards. Once again, make your way through the ruins until you reach the Rauh Ancient Ruins West Site of Grace. You'll know you're in the right place because, well, not only will it say Rauh Ancient Ruins West Site of Grace when you sit there, but you'll also have had to run past a gigantic furnace golem to get here. Anyway, then you just need to head into the ruins, go up the stairs, through the room with the big pillars in it, and then out into this garden area, where you'll see the next blessing in the middle of a gazebo on a statue that is guarded by 2 horned warriors. Unlucky. Right, this next one is a little tricky to explain, but basically, from that gazebo in the last location, head north but hug the eastern cliff edge and you'll quickly find this set of stairs. Ride down them and keep going along this path and you'll soon spot the pot shadow that you need to kill for the next fragment up there in the arches. Just there. So just ride through and then drop down into an area guarded by spider scorpions, and then jump onto the lift next to those and ride up that lift to claim your prize. And by that I mean beat the crap out of the pot shadow. Nice! Okay friends, it's time for the last 3 Spirit Ash locations and they can be found in Enir-Ilim, the final section of the game. So you'll need to unlock that before you can grab any of these. This first one is fairly easy to find, just progress through the area until you reach the first Site of Grace, which is literally just up these stairs. From that Site of Grace, head straight out through this doorway, past this lovely garden, and then mess up the Inquisitor beyond to claim its ashy innards. Once you've done that, all you need to do to grab a lovely bundle of 2, count 'em, 2 blessings, is to head straight through this door here and then jump over this little railing by the tree where you'll find a Spirit Ash statue at the base being worshipped by a trio of man-flies. So just grab them blessings and then whack those flies. Ha! Bet they didn't pray for this. Boom! Triple kill. On to the 25th and final Revered Spirit Ash blessing now, and to find this you'll first need to push on through the level until you reach the Spiral Rise Site of Grace. From there, head up the stairs and out onto the rooftops where you'll pass a trio of gravebirds. Kill them and jump across this little gap and you'll come to a small altar room that's guarded by another gravebird. Bash that thing on the beak, head inside and swipe that last pile of ash from the statue at the back. Praise the sun! You've done it! And that, my friends, is all 25 Spirit Ash blessings collected. So now all you need to do is go spend them at the nearest Site of Grace. Thanks to you all for watching, and to the guides team at Eurogamer and RPS for a lot of helpful information. I've included their links to the guides in the description below, along with a link to my Scadutree Fragments video as well. If you found this video useful though, do give it a like, subscribe to Eurogamer for almost daily videos about video games, and of course, plenty more Shadow of the Erdtree guide videos coming soon. Goodbye!